Well, hello dear students, I am Zeeshan Hashmi. Today we are going to learn something that the old coaching walas would never tell you, but it's an important evolutionary trend of the UPSC Prelims examination. Today we learn how UPSC provided escape routes in 12 questions asked in the Prelims 2023 examination and how many students scored high marks by spotting those escape routes and by monetizing on those escape routes. We'll also learn how practical skills are becoming more and more important in the prelims examination against the culture of rote learning and rote memorization. Dear students, in totality, UPSC had asked 18 questions of the assertion reasoning type, which means there were 18 such questions asked in the prelims 2023 paper, where UPSC had given two statements, statement 1 and statement 2, which were followed by four options, option A, B, C, D, and the students had to choose whether both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct and whether statement 2 is correct explanation of statement 1. Option B, both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct and statement 2 is not the correct explanation for statement 1. Option C, statement 1 is correct but statement 2 is incorrect, and statement 1 is incorrect but statement 2 is correct. Dear students, please pay attention. Among those 18 questions of the assertion and reasoning type, there wasn't a single question where UPSC had framed such an option which said that both of the above statements are wrong. That means both statement 1 and statement 2 are wrong. There wasn't even a single option among those 18 questions. And among those 18 questions, there were 12 such questions in which if we were able to eliminate even one of the given statements, we were getting a direct answer, and this is how my students as part of dominate prelims were able to mark those 12 questions correct. Let's take a few examples of those questions asked by UPSC in prelims 2023 paper. As you can see on your screen, there are two statements given, and statement 1 says one of the standard sizes of the national flag of India is 600 mm into 400 mm, and statement 2 says the ratio of the length to height of the flag shall be 3:2. Now my question to you guys is, when we prepare for UPSC civil services exam in general or prelims in particular, do we memorize such statistics, facts, figures? Never. Such facts, such figures are never part of our general preparation. So what is UPSC expecting from us by giving such random numbers, such random choices? Here, if we are able to eliminate statement 1, we get a direct answer, because in option A, in option B, in option C, both these three options say that statement 1 is correct, and there is only one option, option D, which says statement 1 is incorrect but statement 2 is correct. So assuming we don't know the correct answer, we get a direct answer, that is option D, just by eliminating one statement. And I had discussed at length, both as part of my YouTube videos and as part of the Dominate Prelims program, as to how do we eliminate statements that have arbitrary numbers. Now we won't go into technicalities as to how do we spot arbitrary numbers and how we decide whether the number is arbitrary or not, and what do we do in case of both statements have arbitrary numbers. Say for example, in statement 1 we have 600 mm into 400 mm. In statement 2 we have the ratio of 3:2. So both the statement have numbers, but as we have learned so far, a statement doesn't automatically become wrong just by having numbers in it. So the concept of arbitrary numbers and spotting those arbitrary numbers to be able to mark the correct answer. Just to reiterate, here if you are able to eliminate statement 1, we get a direct answer, that is option D, statement 1 is incorrect but statement 2 is correct. Moving ahead, Yet another question asked by UPSC in Prelims 2023. Two statements were given. Statement 2 says India needs to extract more than a quarter of the world's groundwater each year to satisfy the drinking water and sanitation needs of almost 18% of the world's population living in its territory. Again, we don't memorize such facts and figures as part of our general preparation. Again, by spotting the arbitrary number, if we eliminate statement 2, we get a direct answer option C, because among the four options, only option C says that option 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. In other words, among the four options, we have only one option that says that statement 2 is incorrect. So by just eliminating one statement, we are getting a direct answer even if we have zero idea about statement 1. Let's move ahead very quickly. Again, UPSC had given two statements. Statement 1 said the Constitution Day is celebrated on 26th November every year to promote constitutional values among citizens. Again, we don't memorize such dates, data, figures as part of our prelims preparation or civil services preparation in general. But again, there was statement 2, which said on 26th November 1949, the Constituent Assembly of India set up a drafting committee under the chairmanship of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar to prepare a draft Constitution of India. Now, any person, any student who has been sincerely preparing for the exam would outrightly eliminate statement 2 because it is counterfactual. Now, if we eliminate statement 2, we get a direct answer, option C, because among the given four options, we have only one statement that says that statement 2 is incorrect. Now, the fun part of this question is that even if we don't have any idea with respect to when the Constitution Day is celebrated, whether it is on 26th November or on some another date, still we are getting a direct answer. Now let's quickly move ahead. Again, UPSC had asked statement 1, India, despite having uranium deposits, depends on coal for most of its electricity production. A pretty straightforward question. Statement 2, uranium enriched to the extent of at least 60%. To the extent of at least 60% is required for the production of electricity. Now emphasized on at least. Again, I discussed this through my YouTube videos and as part of the Dominate Prelims program, that when UPSC has to frame an incorrect statement, in many cases, it adds overemphasis to the given statement. Now, assuming we didn't know anything about statement 2, still if we are able to spot that overemphasis and if we are able to eliminate statement 2, again we get a direct answer, because among the given four options, only option C says that statement 2 is incorrect. So again, a pretty direct answer just by eliminating one of the given two statements. Moving ahead, UPSC had again given two statements. Statement 1 said Israel has established diplomatic relations with some Arab states. Statement 2, the Arab Peace Initiative mediated by Saudi Arabia was signed by Israel and Arab League. Again, I had discussed this through my multiple YouTube videos, that in case we don't have a direct answer to a question, but the structure of the statement is framed in such a way that it states that XYZ was done by ABC, XYZ was promoted by ABC, XYZ is funded by ABC, that statement is more likely to be incorrect. So again, assuming we don't know the correct answer in this case, but by following that particular hack, if we eliminate statement 2, we get a direct answer, because among the given four options, only option C states that statement 2 is incorrect. So just by eliminating one statement, we again got a direct answer. Moving ahead, UPSC had given again two statements. Statement 1 said India accounts for 3.2% of global export of goods. And statement 2, many local companies and some foreign companies operating in India have taken advantage of India's production linked incentive scheme. Again, statement 1, as part of what we had discussed with respect to spotting arbitrary numbers and how do we use feasibility test. If we are able to eliminate statement 1, again we get a direct answer, because among the given 4 options, only option D states that statement 1 is incorrect. So just by eliminating one statement, we get a direct answer. Moving ahead, again, two statements. Statement 1 said, Switzerland is one of the leading exporters of gold in terms of value. And statement 2, Switzerland has second largest gold reserves in the world. Again, as part of the YouTube videos and dominated prelims workshops, we had learned how UPSC adds over emphasis to statements when it frames incorrect statements, and we had also learned as to how superlatives are used to fool the students. Say for example, here the superlative is largest, second largest XYZ in the world. So if we are able to eliminate statement 2, again we get a direct answer, that is option C, because among the given 4 options, only option C states that statement 2 is incorrect. Moving ahead, we had two statements. Now jumping directly to statement 2, assuming we don't have any idea about statement 1. Statement 2 states that Article 335 of the Constitution of India defines the term efficiency of administration. Again, we had learned this, and the learning was, if we are not sure of the answer and the structure and the language of the given statement is such that it states that the Constitution of India defines XYZ, the Constitution of India explicates XYZ, the Constitution of India provides for XYZ, then that given statement is more likely to be wrong. Again, if you are able to eliminate statement 2 by using that particular hack, we get a direct answer, that is option C, because among the given 4 options, only option C states that statement 2 is incorrect. So again, assuming that we have zero idea about statement 1, we got a direct answer just by eliminating one of the above 2 statements. Moving ahead, again UPSC had given 2 statements. Statement 1 said, interest income from the deposits in infrastructure investment trusts in which distributed to their investors is exempted from tax, but the dividend is taxable. Again, we had learned when UPSC provides for an artificial barrier, then the statement is more likely to be wrong. In this case, the artificial barrier is created by framing or by contrasting two different entities. Here it says that XYZ distributed to their investors is exempted from tax, but dividend is taxable. XYZ is not taxable, but ABC is taxable. So again, a shortcut method of understanding how made up statements are framed by UPSC to make those statements incorrect. Again, to reiterate, artificial barrier has been created in this statement. Now again, if you are able to eliminate statement 1, we get a direct answer, that is option C, because among the given 4 options, only option C states that statement 2 is incorrect. I'm sorry, option D. Option D would be the correct answer, because only option D states that statement 1 is incorrect. In this case, statement 1 is incorrect. So we don't even need to bother about statement 2, whether it is correct or not. We get a pretty direct answer. Moving ahead, UPSC had asked in statement 1 that marsupials are not naturally found in India, and in statement 2, marsupials can thrive only in montane grasslands with no predators. Now, assuming for a while that we don't know what marsupials are, still we had learned feasibility test and how statements that are not feasible are more likely to be wrong. Marsupials can thrive only in mountain grasslands with no predators. Now again, this statement is very much counterintuitive, because how can there be an ecosystem where a creature doesn't have any predators? How would that ecosystem be balanced? So using feasibility test, if we are able to eliminate statement 2, we get a pretty direct answer, that is option C, because among the given 4 options, only option C states that statement 2 is incorrect. Moving ahead, again, two statements. Statement 2 said the USA and the EU claim that through this they are trying to bring technological progress and physical productivity under their control. Again, we won't go into technicalities, but we had learned how UPSC frames incorrect statements by adding overemphasis or by superimposing two entities together in a made up manner. Again, if you are able to eliminate statement 2, we get a direct answer, which is option C, because among the given 4 options, only option C states that statement 2 is incorrect. Moving ahead, two statements. Again, these are pretty straightforward statements. Statement 1 said the soil in tropical rainforests is rich in nutrients, and statement 2, the high temperature and moisture of tropical rainforests causes dead organic matter in the soil to decompose quickly. Again, statement 1 is very basic. We all learn this as part of our basic NCERT reading, geography NCERTs. If you are able to eliminate statement 1, again we get a direct answer, that is option D, because among the given 4 options, only option D states that statement 1 is incorrect. Moving ahead. So guys, these were the 12 questions asked by UPSC in the prelims 2023 examination, which provided those safety walls, those escape hatches for the students. And this is exactly how my students, as part of Dominate Prelims, and other students in general, were able to score high marks in the prelims paper by monetizing on those escape hatches. If you want to join my mentorship to learn these insights and similar insights with respect to the prelims 2023 paper and the upcoming prelims 2024 paper, you can join the Dominate Prelims 2024 program by clicking on the link given in the description box below. When you fill the form, you will be able to not only join the program, and you will also be able to join my Telegram group, where I continuously interact with you guys. And very briefly, when you join the program, you will be having access to tests with replica questions, which would be very much similar to the real questions asked by UPSC in the real examination. We'll have live Zoom based study sessions. We'll have live post test discussions, one-on-one mentorship, and access to atomic notes, or conversely as we call them, prelims 1000 notes covering current affairs of last 1000 days. So guys, this was all in today's video. Do let us know about your take in the comment section, whatever your take might be. See you guys in the next video. This is Zeeshan Hashmi signing off.